What's going on YouTube? It's Bandwagon Bam here with D-Wagon. We are reacting to the Deadly War in Camden.
Active Gang versus 50.
Kid knows thinks he's smart because it's called the Deadly War in Chirac. Like that's the original by DJ Academics, but obviously must look up to him, innit? But yeah, so this is with Active Gang versus 50. I don't know if 51st Star, but obviously man's gonna find out who they are right now. Yeah, which. I'm trying to know who the ops are, like their ops are. Yeah, and I remember what I said. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Subscribing is free. It takes like 1 second to just go down and press the red button.
1 second of time that can change our lives, you know. Deep that.
100%, bro. Like, if you don't subscribe, yeah, then you're just a bum, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
And there's no good luck if you don't subscribe, bro. And that's probably why you man ain't rich. If you're trying to be rich, yeah, activate it by pressing the subscribe button.
Exactly.
Alright, but let's just get into this one.
Party, I snuck a night up in that party. I just fucking built the party. I bought the weed and the stink.
Like a documentary, innit?
Men have been stabbed to death in 2 separate attacks in Kentish Town in North London last night. The body of the first victim, believed to be in his late teens, was found a couple of hours before police discovered the second victim, who's thought to be in his 20s.
Camden, the heart of fashion and culture in London, with some of the most expensive house prices and biggest tourist attractions in England. And from the outside in, looks like the perfect place to live. But that's what the government want to show you. Once we go deeper into the lower income estates of the borough, we start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of millionaires literally by one street, and how these estates have created a deadly gang war which has taken over the borough in recent years. But before I get into the video,
hey, listen, you lot, real quick, I was gonna get Mama Wagon to react with us, but then again, like,
She banged my chest in it.
like, she don't go to any of these areas, innit? Like, she don't really need to be aware. Like, obviously she needs to be aware because she got kids and that. But it's like past her generation, innit? It's like it's more our generation and what he's got to come up. Hopefully we get him out of the hands.
I have no friends anyway, so
but I'm just saying it, you know. Or maybe I saw another one with Tion Wayne's one, so maybe we do that one with her, innit? Press the subscribe button.
They're in.
Oh, shut the window then, innit?
We didn't even know, but we're seeing. Because I can.
Try shut the window. No, shut the window. It's open.
Well, I can't see nothing. It's not open, G. Which one?
Up. Look up on it.
It's not open.
It is.
It's not open. It's just pouring. Oh, my knees are pouring crazy. That's it.
Oh.
Looks like it's gonna flood. What's this? This is happening. Government step on trying to do it.
be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Let's get into the video. So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years the war in the area has been going brazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016 when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between...
He kind of sounds like Sarge, you know. I don't know what it is.
Between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from a few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater gang from the Peckwater estate, the QC gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Cumber, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market. They linked up together and called themselves 51st, due to their postcodes being in NW1 and NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gang, which some people may know from their songs, and they're from the Ager Grove estate in Camden. An Active Gang are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called...
Hey, how much gangs are there, bro?
Do you know how much gangs are out there in the world, bro?
Nah, bro, you lot just putting numbers together and just saying your gang, bro. Just stop.
Bro, there's big gangs even around here, bro.
Yeah. Hey, tell these ones are.
Yeah.
called themselves 71st. And just
It's
like that,
young,
the
isn't
war
it?
was now on
Around
between
here.
51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So Camden is actually home to a big Somalian community, with a big portion of them residing in Aga Grove, which is the territory of the 71st gang. Such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And if you watch one of my previous videos on Mali Strip, Somalian people are people you don't want to be messing with, which you will understand more in this video. And this
No
beef
cap.
was on go from early. In 2017, 2 members of the AG gang, which represents 71st, executed a triple shooting on 3 51st members. 2 of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the 2 members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the 2 realized the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out of the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them. But
What the hell, Dookie?
These guys think it's like a flipping game, bro.
Man, this guy thinks he's gonna heal like it's GTA.
He's trying to think it's Fortnite. He went there to go get a med kit or something, bro. Like, what the hell, fam? Like, just you got shot, bro. As long as you don't have a weapon, they can't really do nothing, bro. You got shot, you got stabbed. No comment, bro. That's it. Can't really get in trouble for getting shot, bro. What the hell?
the police ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all 3 members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all 3 were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Aga Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive.
What? No. What the? Dookie got shot in his face, yeah, and he still. I didn't want to see his face, bro. It was a shot. That doesn't make sense. We're a shotgun, bro.
So that means hit markers on COD make sense then, bro.
No, that don't make sense, bro. That is he must be one of the luckiest people alive. I swear to God, bro.
Bro, they caught a hit marker, bro.
It's a shotgun. It spreads like that, bro. That's
Lurking on the Aga Grove
Congratulations to you.
estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive and make his own way back to hospital. But this beef really kicked off in a situation that wasn't even
Here comes 6 months free data in our best
YouTubers need to get
summer
premium
sale. So the
for
Samsung
free, fam.
Galaxy Tab
linked to both of the gangs. So on February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were people from
that is
all over
funny,
London, but a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people being the boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which...
Oh, R.I.P.
what.
But fam, look how much knives there are, bro. Watch
Bro,
it, you just see burnt.
That's what.
And when the boys caught up...
He should have got some next adrenaline rush. Like, oh my.
They didn't even look like they was moving fast, bro.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was fast.
This is played in slow mo. That don't make no sense. But
What's that?
R.I.P.
230 man chase it, bro. The amount of adrenaline I'm getting, bro. I'm never gonna stop running.
Bro, I didn't stop running, bro. Like even the third chase, man. Yeah, you man can see, man uploaded a vlog, but man ain't stopping, bro.
That's actually one of the scariest things to see. 30 man come on, pretty just stop to our breath. 30 man came up to you.
Dotty and his friend, and
Nice
ended up
knife
with
throw.
Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys.
Nice,
and when the
nice,
boys caught up to him,
nice,
they stabbed him
nice,
13
nice.
times altogether. Which actually
13?
resulted in Dotty
Nice.
dying,
So it's
which
30
4
man, he stabbed him
16-year-old boys
13
from
times.
Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced and convicted for. So 51st were mad about the situation, obviously, that their member Dotty was just stabbed to death. So they were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW and travelled all the way from Camden, northwest London, to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London, because that's where the people who killed Dotty
Whoa,
were.
They was really trying to
it's a
do,
stolen
like,
vehicle. How did you have that much petrol from?
What do you mean? You don't need to pay for petrol in a stolen vehicle.
Exactly, bro.
From, but they ended up finding no one from both areas. But they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members, and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole nother 2 hours looking for more 71st members, and found a 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out of the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members.
That cab driver needs to lose his license, yeah, and he's just involved as much as the next man. The reason I say that, yeah, you lot could be in the comments and be like, oh, like, he's a cab man, he's not involved, but cool. If you can save a young boy's life, save it, bro. Like, that's sneaky. Like, even back in the days, yeah, man, used to see people jumping over, like, the shops, like you see Morley's example, yeah, jumping over the Morley's counters, yeah, and the people are actually trying to kick him out of Morley's, and there's big ass people with long ass samurais outside for my man, and it's just like, get out our shop, get out that shop, bro. Let them in, and just shut up, man. Like, and then they die right in front of your shop. You say RIP. You just need to know people just don't care. I know they don't care, fam. It's the same way, like on buses. I remember I'm not gonna lie. One time I got chased down, yeah, and we jumped on the bus in Penge, and the bus driver, yeah, he was a real G. He actually started like driving past all of the bus stop. Cause you see, back in the days, everyone was fast. Bro, they just drive. He just burnt all of the red lights, and he dropped us right back to the ends, bro. And I'm just like, that nigga is smart, because he could have been like, you see them basement bus drivers and said, no, I'm not moving the bus. You see them ones there, I'm just like, shut up, man. Like, even cabs taking girls home, bro. Like you see a girl throwing up and doing the madness on the floor, bro, and like you don't want to drop her down the road or drop her to a piece of light, bro. You just leave her in that alley, bro. That don't make no sense, bro.
Safely, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out of the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members, all within 2 hours of their first murder they committed that night, and 6 members were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called Flips, and the older brother of the second boy who died that night called Mitch, bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden, and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flips stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to
wait, so 2 brothers are dead.
Leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation and ran down Flips and arrested him. And now Flips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went on to some serious investigation.
What do you mean?
He killed a guy. He got 17 years.
Well, that's how it is in England. Like, if you kill someone in America, they get like 999 years.
Yeah,
times two. But they get like 1 million years.
And members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges, and the beef started to die down a bit. But then 2019 hit, and quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out, and taking in consideration that 51st members, just before everyone started going to prison, had killed 3 71st members. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time, and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, a 51st member called Gxng was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him, and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body, leaving him literally paralysed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members.
That's nuts, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Look at.
I listened to Active Gang because I like their music, but I did not know it went this deep. Like I know.
That's evil, bro.
I know Suspect. Is it Suspect? Yeah, apparently Suspect was on, but I actually just. I'm not gonna lie, you man are invested in these man's life. I'm not. I just listen to their music, review it, and keep it stepping.
I think he was stronger than you think. Then what the hell?
Yeah, he
got stabbed in the head repeatedly. Still alive.
Is he alive still? Yeah,
he just said life-changing injuries.
Oh, he's paralysed.
Yeah.
But I prefer to be dead than paralysed, bro. Sure. I'm keeping it real, because just like I don't want to be able to think about walking, and I can't walk, bro.
If I can move the rest of my body, then I'll probably be more happy.
No, it's just like. It's like going blind. If I'm going blind, I might just die, bro.
No. You can do a lot when you're blind.
I know, but you're blind. You understand.
Leaving him literally paralysed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members. They wanted someone dead for their friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected member of 51st called C. Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when 4 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C. Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out of the car locked onto C. Miz, and C. Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C-Miz was actually a refugee from Congo after him and his family fled the war from over there. And members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali, pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on C-Miz. And as I said before, the majority of these 71st members are Somalian. So after all this, there was news going about in Camden that 51st members were out on the lurk, and any Somalian they see they're killing.
Heard some really strong intelligence that there is going to be revenge for Calvin's killing
that's not
and
fair.
his friends.
That's not fair. That's any Somalian. That's racist, basically, bro.
Yeah. It's racism still. 100% is racism.
Other races can't experience racism.
Oh, so I've literally said they are going to go out and kill any Somali in retaliation. So I just want to make that really clear. This is from a young Somali woman in Camden who's 24 years old.
I just sound actually laughing.
Really clear. This is from a young Somali woman in Camden who's 24 years old. And basically we strongly suspect they're going to go out tonight and kill a Somali.
Which is probably a bit of a stretch. But on the other hand, 71st members kept saying that they're warring with Jalirs, which is basically the Somalian word for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African.
That's why F calls me that. He's a neek, bro. He always calls me it, and his brother calls me it too.
Yeah, so Somali people ain't black, man.
No, they are black.
They class themselves for average.
No, but no,
they do. They do.
Black, bro.
If you go,
Somali's in Africa, bro.
If you go Somalia, they'll class themselves as Arab.
They're more flipping African and black than flipping Jamaicans, bro.
Well, I'm not African, bro. Stop that.
You are.
I'm African, bro.
You don't be African, but you are.
I'm from outer space. My good design.
Somalian words for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. This was kind of turned into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with the killing of C. Miz. They wanted to spill more blood. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the states of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Seat. When they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 p.m. Culprit and other members ran to a nearby set of blocks near Euston Road, but 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbours' doors to let him in, so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through his chest, while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And Culprit, he was just any normal kid from London. He was talented at football, and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football, and unfortunately became a victim of the streets. Now, as he's back and forth,
that's the type of things you see in movies. See when they're released.
To
the knife through there, you can see it go through.
You know, like Mortal Kombat, bro. But fam, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Like, how can I say this to be calm? The gangs make sense. If that makes sense. Like overall, people riding out on each other and getting people down here, cool. I hear that. If you're a gang, you're a gang, innit? Like, to be honest, if you're a gang member and you're participating in gang activities, and you're participating in gang activities, I'm not talking about drug dealing, I'm talking about like gang activities, like we're riding on your block, you riding on my block, and we're actually stabbing each other, yeah. You shouldn't get time for that, because that's what you're signed up for.
You shouldn't get time for that.
No, bro. I know it sounds mad, bro, but it makes sense because you signed up for it.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
You actually signed up for it. So,
I know you're saying.
So that nigga's trying to kill me, but I got him first, but I go to prison for it. No. But okay. If we're playing that game, we're playing
but
it,
that's heavily. It can be heavily flawed, though.
Yeah, I know. What do you mean?
Because for example, someone can just go kill someone on the road for that.
No, and that will stop innocents from getting killed, bro. Because I'm saying like you sign a treaty. You see when like in COD you queue up for the lobby. Yeah. Like that, bro.
I'm not saying it's a good thing that but it just start a cycle of pain. There'll just be non-stop killing.
No, because no one would want to participate in it, bro. Well, how much of these gang members?
But there's no punishment towards it, so why wouldn't you?
What do you mean? Because a lot of gang youths are good youths, bro. They're just in it. They're just stuck in it by accident. But if you know, like nothing's gonna come off my death, then why am I in it, bro? A lot of gang youths, like I would say, like 75% of gang youths, yeah. If they knew, yeah, like that person's allowed to kill me and they won't get in trouble, 100% they're not in it, bro.
But why not?
Why would you be in it?
Yeah, that was made me want to do it more. If there's nothing gonna happen, if I'm gonna get no consequences behind it.
What do you mean?
It's for example, if you're not up and
but if that person kills you, then what?
We're gonna get nothing towards it. But
exactly.
Okay, but I'm dead, dude. So
that's it. You're gone.
Exactly. So the other person be happy. I'm dead.
You're dead.
And then other people just gonna.
Other people
just gonna come back and just gonna keep carrying a cycle of pain.
No, because not everyone's gonna sign up for it, bro. And haven't you clocked? There's bare niggas friends that are dead and they don't ride out because they clock. Oh crap, this is real.
Yeah, right.
to normally go. 51st were now looking for revenge on their recent L's, and there were many stabbings across the month. And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings in 5 days in Camden. One of these being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London, but unfortunately he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking...
Exactly. That, like, whoever killed him, because he wasn't involved, I think, they go prison. Straight 100 years, bro. Not you killing
on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards.
That makes sense. Why would you blow your face like that? That doesn't make sense.
For a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation. And 4 days later, a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people didn't even know what this stuff was going on, until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole piece is. In one of his lines, he says,
"Same place we used to play runouts, is the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out, is the same place I'm telling you come out."
Which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other. All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video, and
That's
peace
a war
out.
start.
What do you think about that, D-Wags?
There's a lot too much. There's a lot to it.
Gave man a different insight to what I didn't know about.
I didn't want to go back at Camden anymore. What the hell, fam?
You don't go Camden.
I was gonna go this summer, innit? He's gonna look a couple of things. Yeah,
And you see red bandanas just flying your way, bro.
I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm not a part of this. Like, remember I actually said that, my bro.
But I'm not gonna lie, that's actually mad. Like, that's actually a different type of sense. Because like man knows about South, man lives in South. Man knows about North because North have been dominating music, so man like knows about them. Man didn't even know about the 51st lot. No. Man didn't know it went that deep. Like I know what Suspect like to somewhat he's done, but man didn't know about like everything, like the backstory. Man didn't know that stuff, but like all man knows is like
I know
the glorified
innocents were dying either. What?
Exactly, innocence. Like, that's what I'm saying. Hey, you lot. The questions: how would man? Well, not us, obviously, but how would a gang war stop? We know it's never gonna stop because it's been about from cowboys and Indian days, bro. But how is it gonna stop that, or how are we gonna cut it down?
Decrease.
Huh?
Decrease.
Yeah.
That's why people try to open like youth centers and all that.
Yeah, youth centers is a big thing.
Yeah, so they can take refuge there.
Yeah, youth centers is a giant
time
thing
there.
still. Cause before it would be youth clubs. Now it's just like,
I think you just need to find a way to occupy teenagers' times. That's
100%. 100%. That's what I'm saying. It's actually nuts, bro.
Exactly.
And I might do a discussion about this year with Bandwagon.
Yeah.
I'll just pull it up tomorrow or something. I might just record something like a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So you lot, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna try to record a podcast tomorrow, but it's gonna be only about gangs. Yeah. And like how to stop it, how to prevent it, like you lot's insights on it as well. So make sure you drop questions. Yeah, I'm gonna ask everyone. I'm gonna try to get M in it. I'm gonna try to get P in it, but Aaron Abstract and P Wave in it. I'm gonna try to get them. If not, I'll call them and ask the questions over the phone and that in it. Like, listen, you lot. It's been Bam with Debugging reacting to the Deadly War in Camden versus Active Gang versus 51st. No man, it's nuts, bro. But you lot, make sure you subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Back out, slap it out. Short but I bang like Pacquiao. Man just ping it or ching it. If I ain't did it, I still bring back out. Kyle's probably hit squad baby, hit squad crazy, rip man's